Hello, I'm the Angry Spork, taking issue with Multiversus collision detected. Last week, Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman had strange visions of figures not of their world, only to meet them face to face thanks to Avia, a little girl with advanced alien tech. Bugs Bunny, the Wicked Witch, Scooby-Doo, Shaggy, Garnet, and Steven Universe have all shown up, in what appears to be a conflict across the multiverse. And if the giant metal face over Metropolis is any indication, so has Rick Sanchez. Issue 3's cover is an homage to Action Comics #1, but with obvious character replacements and Soups about to demolish the Mystery Machine. Whoa there, Smallville. It's fine if you didn't like the Velma cartoon, but this is going overboard. We pick up with the controlled Gorilla Grodd and the Witch being punched silly by Wonder Woman, until she's interrupted by Mala and the Brain, who are on vacation in Gorilla City, I guess? Grainy McPointynose is subdued and the primates are no longer enslaved, but Steven and Garnet have their hands full with the attack robots, aided by Hawkgirl and Green Lantern John Stewart. While they coordinate well together, the Rick ship, throws up more robots.
Here comes that vomit again.
Soups has made his way inside what would normally be a Brainiac ship, but it's attacking him with laser cannon-packing mechanical duplicates of Jake the dog, which isn't usually his enemy's motif. Though it is clever. There's nothing clever about intellectual property theft, Clark. Don't encourage him. When he's restrained by Tom and Jerry bots, with little fin droids inside, Superman asks why Brainiac isn't trying to kill him like usual. Turns out his systems have been compromised by a multi-dimensional narcissist, and he isn't really in control of himself. Batman can back this up, having been abducted by one of the machine's drones, shrunk down, and put into Brainiac's gallery of worlds, which he's in the process of blasting out of. Don't be too impressed that Batsy's explosives can break out of an alien prison. Brainiac just uses really cheap glass. As the Brainy drones are analyzing GL and Shiera for weaknesses to exploit, Soups has made his way into the gallery. After a humorous exchange referencing the Peanuts comic, he's ensnared by coils while Tiny Batman goes ahead to cut the villain's connection to his attack bots. Any idea how you might, I don't know, actually do that?
Improvisation. First, I need an occupation. I think I heard extremely handsome vigilante.
No one said that.
Shut up. No, I need a location.
Soups gets a little worried when one of the arms breaks out the kryptonite, but with a batarang and a little elbow grease, he managed to dislodge the nodule on Brainiac's forehead, disabling him and causing the drones to deactivate and drop like flies. Human-sized metal flies. Soups and Bats observe the security footage of Rick Sanchez running amok on the ship, getting captured briefly, then hitting some manner of whammy on Brainiac before escaping through his portal. All while apparently being inebriated, which Batman finds fairly impressive.
Hey, Clark, do you think I'd be more efficient if I
fought crime while drunk? No, Bruce, you wouldn't.
Oh, come on. It worked for Jackie Chan. When this is over, we're watching The Legend of Drunken Master again.
Since the robots that Superman fought earlier resembled the fighters they saw from the daughter box, it's possible their likenesses were pulled from Rick, whom they call the Scientist, and that Brainiac was left as a kind of message in a bottle.
You're every bit the detective that your followers on the internet believe.
Brainy reboots, waking up imprisoned at the Fortress of Solitude in a wheel-shaped contraption, next to the Wicked Witch inside one of those spinning ring things from Richard Donner's Superman films. And the evil Mechanoman looks more human-like, probably due to his attempted assimilation of Rick backfiring on him. Garnet and Steven are in a cell next to them, and the young Crystal Gem reminds them of Superman's instructions. No shenanigans, no conspiracies. No overthrowing governments, no plotting murders, no faking any moon landings. Scooby and Shaggy are locked up too, content with the snacks on hand, as is Bugs, who apparently provided his own dinner table. And you thought Batman was resourceful. Speaking of, he suspects that these beings have carried their unique quirks with them from their home realities, like the cartoonish ability to just apparate furniture and mallets and stuff. From questioning each of them, he's found there's an entity called Devoid forcing them to fight each other by threatening to destroy their universes with a force called the Nothing. He's gonna have David Zaslav write them off on the company taxes? Maybe Devoid doesn't know about the DC universe, but may figure it out the longer the players of his tournament are off the field, risking the existence of each of their dimensions. The daughter box, damaged from last issue's explosion, has only one more signal output left, and they can't send everyone back at the same time, not yet, because there's still one fighter left. Through binocular POV, we see Harley Quinn explain to Poison Ivy how she found an adorable creature near the swamp after a flash of light. Is it a reindeer or a dog? Meh, I got my doctorate in psychology, not biology. I would have more degrees read, but this story ain't written by Tom King. They're being watched by someone nearby, someone also listening in on Batman's exposition through a listening device on Scooby's dog tag. Someone who merely posed as the Condiment King. The Joker. Knowing about the threat of the Nothing, and Batman looking for a stray player in the tournament, the clown Prince of Crime decides to steal Harley's new furry friend as he steps out of the iconic Looney Tunes backdrop. Where's Porky Pig? Joker? Where's Porky Pig? Issue 4's cover has several characters leaping from one of Rick's portals, some in different clothes. Shaggy's sporting a Superman shirt, Wonder Woman is in that outfit from those post-New 52 series of direct-to-video movies, Bugs has gone all Dark Knight, a Rab-Batman, if you will, and even though the Taz Wonder doesn't appear in the book, as Robins go, I still prefer him to Jason Todd. Then you have Wile E. Coyote riding on a runaway rocket away from an explosion, holding an oops sign. His meeting at Warner Brothers about Coyote vs. Acme seems to be going better than expected. Harley is giving a bath to her new pet. I like how her hyenas Bud and Lou look all sullen and jealous when the doorbell rings. But as Pam notes, they don't have a doorbell, and when she looks through the peephole, she creates a wall of vines to protect Gwen, just before an explosion knocks her back.
I thought insurance salesmen were pushy.
It's Mr. J, whom Ivy tells to get out of their house, leading to a quaint scene of her telling Harley that after 6 years of living here, yeah, it's pretty much her place too. The clown isn't interested in their domestic bliss, demanding they hand over the rain dog, so Ivy holds him off while Harley and the walking plushie take the car and skedaddle out of Suicide Swamp. Meanwhile, back at the fortress, Brainiac says science can explain how their universes can simultaneously exist. Science, or speculative science-adjacent entertainment at the very least. The witch doesn't know what science even is. Consider science to be magic that isn't complete. Everyone has a visceral reaction to this. Steven looks like he's been traumatized. Love how Garnet is covering his ears. But the alien droid apologizes, as his attempts to purge the scientist's influence have failed. Yes, Brainiac is much more polite when wiping out planets and murdering civilizations. While I feel like that is something Rick Sanchez would say, it doesn't seem to make sense when some of these people come from worlds where magic is an actual thing. Heck, in Brainy's own universe, magic is real. So one could argue Rick is making him more ignorant.
Eek, Barbadurkle. Somebody's gonna get laid in college.
While the villains stay restrained, the others were let out to socialize in one large cell. But Garnet doesn't think they have time to chit-chat. Agreeing with her, Bugs asks Brainiac if he could get them out, which Steven disagrees with. Superman wanted them to stay here until he and the other heroes returned with the last fighter, and Garnet's attempt at pragmatism doesn't sway his faith that the Capes will succeed. I've suggested we pass the time with an emotional, poignant musical number, but I got outvoted. I still don't think it's fair that Brainiac got 2 votes just because of that guy's virus. Bugs tries to persuade him a different way. Rapid costume changes, reminding him of the plot points concerning Devoid, the threat of the Nothing he'll unleash, potential destruction of their worlds the longer they're not in the tournament, and having only one shot at returning home. They can't just sit back and do squat, so there's a rationale in not listening to Superman, much as Steven doesn't like it.
Don't I get a say in this?
Are you gonna try and talk us into letting you kill my little dog again? Like, we gave you Scrappy, man!
Yes, but it's no fun when you want me to kill one of your friends.
Brainy shoots out some tendrils from his chest. Doesn't explain how, since you'd think Soups would have made sure he couldn't do that, but moving on. The tendrils dig under their cage to the control crystals to free everyone, and now it's a matter of finding transport out of the Arctic. Flying around the planet, Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman are discussing how to deal with their interdimensional guests, not wanting Devoid to find their Earth, but also not liking the idea of dropping the contestants back into the Imaginarium tournament. Also, Clark mentions how secure his fortress is, and it's too late for my back at the contradiction clip. Harley and Raindog are cruising through Gotham City.
A big old rotten apple, just ready to be juiced by a creature such as yourself.
Phrasing.
She barrels through a police barricade, sending squad cars up into the air, but fortunately Superman catches them. An officer is badly injured, and though an ambulance approaches, it ends up speeding by, with maniacal laughter heard along the way. That's either the Joker, or a paramedic is watching funny TikToks while driving. I just can't be sure. Bats and Wendy, who must have had a spare invisible jet on hand, tell Harley to fork over the Raindog for the good of the Earth, but Quinn sees the creature as a symbol of her and Ivy's love, so won't give him up. But it's for the fate of the Earth. You know, the thing that Pam is really concerned about protecting all the time? Seems you got yourself quite the paradox here, Jester Lady. Also, I really like the Simon Trent Memorial Theater as a humble testament to the late Adam West, who voiced that character in the Grey Ghost episode of Batman TAS. But that reminds me that Adam West is gone, and Kevin Conroy, and Arlene Sorkin, and that's depressing. So now I must deliver pain to something incredibly stupid. There, that's better. Harley wanted to fend off Batman and accidentally launches depth charges, succeeding in taking out the Batplane. Pointy Ears ejects and calls for his butler, and fortunately the Batmobile is already on the scene, because apparently Alfred is magic. When Soups tries reasoning with her, even calling her Dr. Quinzel instead of her villain name, she shoots him with a mind-controlling Starro, which turns out to be a stuffed novelty toy, Acme tag and all. Man, now I'm really rooting for that coyote to sue them into oblivion. Steven and the others ride onto the scene, most on a large motorcycle, possibly from New Genesis, and Brainy and Bugs in a Superman-themed rocket, with fists on it.
How toyetic can you get?
And just look at Shaggy. The normally timid hippie who defines trepidation is telling Steven to hit the gas with a look of wrath and malice.
Crazy eyes?
After a splash page of everyone in pursuit, we see that Joker got ahead of them all on the bridge, armed with a rocket launcher. He fires, destroying the motorcycle and sending its occupants flying. Clark manages to catch them all and set them down safely, except for Steven at first. He zips over to try and catch the teenager, but is hit by a second rocket that knocks him aside. Wonder Woman subdues Joker as Young Universe crashes through the guardrail and plunges into the river unconscious, ending the issue. Something that could have been avoided if the guy with super hearing, super vision, and super speed had stopped the ambulance, obviously being driven by a supervillain. You really dropped the ball here, Kent. Is this the end of Steven Universe? Will Devoid discover the DCU? Will Raindog do something other than look like an opportunity to market more plush toys? Tune in next week to find out. I'm the Angry Spork, and man, have I got issues.